Just like that, we are out once again. This building here must be the US Capitol building. I have no idea, but we're gonna try it. Hey, scratches are here once again. That is a driver. I think they are wearing shorts to maintain maybe the culture, because usually long ago the drivers used to wear shorts as their uniform. Maybe, I have no idea. So I'm gonna try taking one of these buses, and he told me that it's $68. It's $68, right? Alright. So I wanna go into this bus. I can't believe I just paid for this, man. Anyway, let's see and sit here and enjoy the tour. I'm gonna see more of Washington DC. I paid for this, man. I hope they'll drop me back here. Let's have an adventure. Washington DC. I lost my bus pass, and used every single cash that was on me, and I did not carry my card. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might try paying for the bus pass online. That's what I'll do. I never paid online, but I'll try. I hope this video will be able to generate enough money to pay back. No one asked me where I'm from. Maybe no one is interested in my history. Somebody been shouting here since morning. I think it's the same person. Sometimes they have to deal with good people, so you gotta shout at them to take you serious. For me, I'm usually a mind person, so shouting is not my thing. They gave me this booklet. I think it's the manual of the tour. So you're gonna see the Washington Monument too. Alright. Just hope I'll have enough storage. They tend to be more humorous, not humorous.
Potato famine. Sorry, the bees just left me. All right, so this is Columbus Circle. Actually, it's more of a rhombus. If you look at it from the map, it looks like a mouse. It's not a complete circle, but nevertheless, we have 56 flags ringing the circle. 50 of the flags represent 50 states in our union, as well as 5 American territories, and 1 flag for the District of Columbia. All right, so have anyone seen the flag of DC? You've never seen it? Okay, so the District of Columbia has a flag, and it's 2 red stripes and 3 stars. It's a little short. But nevertheless, people think that flag actually represents. Alright, so all of the globes, well, most of the flags that you see here around the circle, they all have globes on top of them, except for one special state, and that would be the state of Maryland. Maryland has a crucifix on top of. Maryland was chartered to be a Catholic colony. Yes, England wanted Maryland to be a Catholic colony. Nevertheless, if you take a look to the right, this is the National Postal Museum. So there you do the fall of the history of our U.S. Postal Service from beginning until current. This used to be the main post office for Washington, D.C. until 1984. Unless you were on government assistance. If you were on government assistance and did not have an address to use, up until about 2020, you'd be able to use it as a mailing address. Some of the old mailboxes, and you'll see pieces of mail that people. So it's the world's largest post stamp collection and the largest baseball collection in the world. You can, and in 2017, this museum actually acquired the childhood stamp of John Lennon. And how many people that way back when? Some say way back when. Yeah. All the way across the United States to your grandma's house in a wooden box. Yeah, can you imagine traveling from DC to Texas in a wooden box? Yeah. Don't do that today because I will have to call CPS, yeah? But, yeah, so I would say that was America's version of the story. And then if you like dogs? I did. You guys like dogs? So you can see Pony. So the name Pony, he would jump off the train with the sacks around his torso and run off to wherever he needed to go to drop off bags. Yep. I say see the statue, not the stuffed version of him. The stuffed version of him was really kind of mangy and crazy.
I must dig into some more American.
Alright.
Understand the jokes.
Yeah, pretty much so.
Otherwise,
also, you'll be able to hear you connect. And our mile markers back then was notches inside of like, in the tree park. Alright, so this white building ahead of us, you're like, oh, white building, there's so many of them. On your left-hand side, on the driver's side, this marble building is what we call the Hall of State. So some of your state representatives, for those of you who are, especially if you have like lobbyists, especially like Canadians, like some of our unions, where we have American offices, and you have to do some lobbying work or work in the state drive. And you see the beautiful Capitol Hill building with the fountain. The campus is actually right here. And so as we cross the north Capitol, you'll see that beautiful center fountain in the Capitol. I bet you guys from Canada, you guys love.
is Oprah Winfrey's restaurant.
Memorial here in DC to Japanese Americans. That's because it pays homage to 130 Japanese Americans that we placed in internment camps during World War II after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And then it also honors 800 Japanese American lives who were that lost their lives in World War II. All right, folks. So this is this is not Constitution Avenue, so we'll wait on that. I'm aging myself, right? Well, Frederick Olmsted, who designed the landscaping in Central Park, designed the land. Isn't she lovely? So nice and green. Alright, the next stop is the Capitol Building and the Capitol Welcome Center. Hey, everyone say, hey, Miss Kia! Y'all have a good night. Alright, so we're coming through here through the Capitol campus. Head straight ahead to your left on the driver's side. This is Mr. Republican himself, Robert Taft. Now, Robert Taft was an Ohio senator. He served for 15 years until his death. Now, Robert Taft was the son of our 27th president, William Taft. Now, as you'll see as we come around this way, you'll see 100-foot tall Tennessee marble pavilion. Now, inside this pavilion, the 27 bell is the smallest bell weighs just under 250. Welcome again. Hello, how are you? Now, speaking of inauguration, so did you know that most inaugurations were held on the east side of the Capitol building, which is the front entrance of the Capitol? Can anyone tell me, well, not my revisiting cousins, you know your Swiss family when your family come back and visit you time and time again, but for our new people, can anyone tell me who started to have their inauguration on the west side? With Ronald Reagan in the United States, California, as you can tell, California. So but if you think about it, it was actually brilliant. Picturesque side of the Capitol building. or no? Robert Lee is traveler. Yes, Robert Lee is traveler. Well, he was in Ohio General. No, almost. You almost got me. Cincinnati. Where the National Gallery's art stands right there on that corner that used to be the B&P Railroad and New Jersey Avenue train station. Garfield did not die until that old. Now they know when in 1850 is the oldest in the United States. This is actually a train it has been exhibited. Just missed it 2 weeks ago, the corpse flower exhibit was here, and it bloomed for the cool every 10 years. If you love this, but don't think. Living in a funeral home for a little while, I had my share of creepy things. The Museum of American Indian, not just the United States Indians, but Indians all the way from Antarctica all the way down to most other tip of South America. Now, this is here. This building actually doesn't have 90-degree angles. So the inspiration for this building the inspiration came from Mesa. So for those of us who are from back west, California, Arizona, we have mesas back that way. And mesas are hilltops. So it's like a flat, cliff-like mountain cut by airways and water over time. About this museum, every time there's the first full moon, the head chiefs or the head in the chambers where their dead is laid, to honor them and bless them. So they siege the wall with lemongrass and sage. Every full moon, 1640, it broadcasts news to over 100 countries in over 48 languages. Now, we cannot broadcast that news on the AM and FM dial here in the United States because it would be considered propaganda. Oh, how embarrassing. It's funny. But in this day and age, you may not be able to play it on the actual radio, but because of technology, you can download the Voice of America app. You can hear it. International Voice of America, but if you're interested in the Bible Museum, you'll make a left down free, but it's well worth the trip. Now, to your left, behind this long bus, presidency is the newest installment on the National Mall, and to me, it's beautiful, but it really doesn't. You can't really get the big picture until nighttime when it's lit up and you can see the map, you can see the beaches and the beaches and what that is during the day. And it's like, you ever try to take some wood glue and stick a piece of wood up and it falls off and leave the said that the Capitol building was worthy to be placed on a pedestal for all to admire. So, Pierre Charles LaFont was fired after 11 months. So much that when he, after the war, he moved here, became an American citizen, and changed his name to Peter. But he still had that flair, that attitude. Yeah. And he tore down someone's house. He tore down the wall. LaFont tore down the walls of this person's house and they said he has to go. So George Washington unfortunately had to kick him off the team. But there were like 11. He was one of 45 prominent African Americans in the Black cabinet during the 1930 New Deal. How many people have seen the designated? If your hands are feeling itchy and you want to give your cousin a little bit of your winnings, this is where you catch the text. We have the, I have the slash. They changed everything and all the information when they first opened the wheel. Yep, right there. You just go past the pop-up, gone by a big slip. Then it's something to stop in the international fight. A summary dating back to the Revolutionary Martin from gold to James Bond, that is. Now, you'll be giving a code name and a mission when you go into this museum. You need to remember that. Not you will be. Let her know that her biggest fan is waiting for her. She wasn't just America's favorite cook, but she was a star and a tall one at that. And she's an alum of Lake Cordon Bleu, Paris. I graduated from Lake Cordon Bleu, Pasadena, California. Oh, yeah, and the district floor, this is your stop. Just watch your step on the way out. Up. No one's getting off. All right, welcome. How are y'all today? What? I'm sorry? Thank you guys for your patience. Sorry for the delay. Alright, so my name is Quest. I just ask you to keep your arms and legs and hands and elbows everything touching at all times. This is stop number 5. Our next stop is stop number 7. Okay, so we talked about Benjamin Banneker. At the time of the they hired him as a surveyor to lay 41-mile markers, mile markers, map out the 100 square miles for the District Olympians. So before we catch this up, this is Benjamin Banneker Park, and they did some LaFont Plaza. LaFont Plaza actually cuts closely related. Now, this LaFont Plaza is a little bit of beautiful road, springs inspired, but to your left, that is Pitchfork we're talking about is right here. To your left, we have a Institution visits are free, and there are 21 currently right now in its system. Now here you can see the Sackler Empire, which is the world's largest Asian art collection, and also in the African Art Museum, which is the world's largest African art collection. Now along what we call the National Mall. Now originally, in LaFont's design, all of this was supposed to have been embassies along the National Mall. Nobody wanted it because it was swampy. We didn't develop our streets yet. We had a lot of mosquitoes biting us people, so well, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So now Smithson has Smithsonian from one end to the next. Welcome to for the clock tower of the post office clock tower created at. And if you need a little prayer and inspiration, you can go over here to move up and down the National Mall to know what events are here. Now, since there are 21 museums, Smithsonian systems, but now we have two coming to a city near you, Washington. We have the Women's History Museum. Finally, the women are getting their due diligence, right? And we have the History Museum opening up across the street from the Holocaust. Alright, this is stop number 7. Anybody getting off here? Oh, alright, sorry guys, sorry. Alright, so we are here, sorry y'all. Culture, and to your right is the Department seat. It was expanded by Abraham Lincoln in 1862. Now he called it the People's Department, and that is because the U.S. citizens were either farmers or directly related to agriculture or agribusiness. Now, this red, it is currently the Department of Forestry. Does anyone know who the mascot is in the Department of Forestry? No? Smoking Bear! Last week someone said Sugar Bear. No. Anyone know the cousin we borrowed from Disney? No, it's not Yogi. Now that would have been someone more. It was real, baby's mother died. Forest burned down. So yeah, Disney took back really quick. Now just ahead over the trees, you'll see the Washington Monument. It's the tallest obelisk in the world. I'm not paying attention, so I'm going to try to make it possible. But anyway, it's the tallest obelisk in the world. It used to be the tallest building into Eiffel Tower, and then Sears Tower, and then now there's some building in Saudi Arabia that they're trying to do all the way to 200, but eventually. Alright, so this is Raoul Wallenberg Place. He's the Swedish diplomat. He is named Righteous Among Nations by the Jewish Council. That is the highest title that is to be given by the Jewish Council. Sorry, football lovers, we're getting rid of your field. But to your left, we have the Holocaust. As a constant reminder, remember returns back to that dark place in history and to continue to educate humanity on how to work as one and live as one. What we print on paper, dollars take you holla, yeah? Take over $1.5 billion printed here every day. We have a location here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Now, you can get a tour here, and they will give you money. You give them a $20 bill, they'll give you a shredded $100 bill. Try to make that work, right? And does anyone know who's on the next quarter? Oh, y'all watch y'all news every day, huh? Afro Latina Celia. Oh, who knew that? Who knew that? I was in my best, totally known as the Washington Commons. Three-story diving board, so canoeing, kayaking, whatever you want to do. But they shut down in the 20s because the locals refused to integrate. But in the 40s, it reopened up and was provided. The title base was reported by, and Congress made it available for all people. Imagine that. Well, we have George Mason, who was now George Mason. He's the author of the Virginia Declaration of Rights, but he's more famously known for his refusal to sign the Constitution. Now, he did not sign the Constitution because it did not abolish slavery and Americans from the federal government. Well, the United States had a problem with that. They realized their ways of error, so we created the U.S. Bill of Rights. Ta-da. Now, George Mason, he's a forgotten founding father. He took away. Now, this fancy park was built in the 1900s and it was dedicated in 2000. So now there is a larger-than-life size. All right, get ready. Take some photos. And the title makes it to your right, to your left. Anyone know what the five-sided puzzle palace is? The Pentagon! Right? Little island right there. That is Lady Bird Johnson Park. And that statue is actually Virginia's Marine and Navy Memorial. No, they're not building a new museum. They're not building a new monument. They're not building anything here. They're doing exactly the title basin. Now, in the 40s, when they did some work and trade, so all this land is sinking, and it is killing our cherry blossom trees. It is sinking. So they're preserving our tidal basin, building the walls higher, and someone heard Stumpy? He's made national news.
It's last blooming cherry blossom, or the oldest cherry blossom?
The oldest is something that only Mother Nature can love, but scientists have figured out how to clone him. So in the spring, we're going to have a bunch of little stump bites being planted for years to come. Now, stop number 10 is your stop for the Arlington National Cemetery. Anyone going to Arlington National Cemetery? We do. Stop 10. Anyone going to Arlington? Alright, so he served 4 terms, only 84 days into his 4th term. Now, this memorial is the second memorial we have for him. His original memorial is in front of the National Archives. Now, he had a request, and we'll talk about that in stop 15, but this is 7.9 acres, the largest memorial to any president. Now, there are 4 chambers, one to represent each term that he served in office. Here you'll be able to take a walk through the Red Line, the Great Depression, and you'll also be able to witness his famous fireside chats. And this is the first and only monument that has a statue to a First Lady. Yeah, First Lady Roosevelt. Oh, and their dog Follow. We can't forget man's best friend, Junior. Anyone getting off here? Wonderful. They can pick a wonderful time, but you gotta stay here until it gets dark and the lights come on. It's even more beautiful. And by the way, folks, this memorial actually has the best bathrooms on the National Mall. So if you want to clean wonderful evening. Again, my name is Quest, so please leave a review and tell them how I put you to sleep. Thank you very much. Have a good one. This moment, that is, how you doing? Good. Home of Motown. Y'all got some mixed things. I don't care what they say about this. Now, what part of California y'all from? Monterey County. We're from Southern California, but nevertheless, we're all family, right? The Lincoln Memorial is a transfer point for Arlington National Cemetery, where you'll be able to be mesmerized by the eternal flame at JFK's grave. You'll be able to witness the changing of the guards. You'll be able to see the tomb of the unarmed soldiers. You'll be able to walk through the custom sleep mansion. And you actually be overlooking the entire DMV. Now, real quickly before this light change, it's more about Pierre the font. Now, he was fired after 11 years and he lost his mind, they say. They say he was very angry. He was trying to get some money that was due him. He only got paid roughly about $3,000 out of the $30,000 that he was initially owed. And so when he died, they said he was out of his mind. He died poor, and they buried him in a conference ring. Yeah, so everyone else who was on that team got credit for building the District of Columbia. Well, apparently, some down the hallway. Well, Congress said, you know, it was going to end this changes. Well, body from a pauper's grave out in Maryland, the rotunda of the Capitol building, and then they later transferred his remains to Arlington National Cemetery and built a rose garden in his honor and buried full honors at Arlington National. Allegedly, the haunting stopped and people stopped being tripped up and down the stairs. So if you trip up and down the stairs today, let me say you're going to start this marvelous work here in Washington, D.C. Now here at the Lincoln Memorial, this is also your transfer point to see the Vietnam War Memorial and the Korean War Memorial. So for those of you who are going to Arlington, when you come back around, see this blue trolley that says Arlington? That is what you'll take across the beautiful Arlington Memorial Bridge. It will be 3:45 p.m. to Arlington. Alright, so Lincoln Memorial has 36 included columns. Those 36 columns represent 36 states that were in it. Now, we also have 48 states listed on top of that memorial. These are the 48 states that were in the Union at the time that this memorial was dedicated, and then later on we added. Now, in 2026, we will be opening up a new Lincoln Memorial Museum. It's so awesome. You'll be able to access it from the National Mall and go through the museum underneath and come back up, and you'll land on Lincoln. Also, on the 1870 plaque where the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King gave his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, located at Washington Monument. And if you're looking for a Vietnam War Memorial, please take a left down this landing. Now that honors 58,000 individuals who lost their lives in the Vietnam War. Did you know the youngest was 15 and the oldest was 63? Yeah. And only 10 of them were involved in the Civil War, and the founder of the American Red Cross. Folks, this is Arlington National Cemetery transfer. This is your stop. Please watch your step. Thank you so much. My pleasure. Have a great one. I am all maxed out. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Have a safe trip. Thank you. Have a great one. Very much. Please watch your step. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Grab some candy. You want some candy? 4 p.m. is the last vehicle that leaves to Arlington. So if you're catching Arlington, you stand right there where that red box is, where that fire hydrant is, and that's where you pick up, and you'll see a blue trolley that looks like this one. It'll say Arlington. Oh, you can purchase it on the driver. All right, folks, Old Town Trolley to downtown Union Station. All aboard. All right, so we are going to Union Station. All right. Fire Scout, my little bald eagle up here. He's going to be my GPS and my mechanic. All right, so to your left, we have the Korean War Memorial. Now, the Korean War Memorial honors over 36,000 individuals who dedicated their lives to the war. Now, I just have to apologize in advance. So, I know we put the water goes on, but we've been in a little drought. So the plants are a little dead, but don't mind the dead plants. But you'll see 19 individuals marching through the right. Oh, you'll see 38 faces. This represents the 38 months that they were in war and the 38 years that separates North and South Korea. Yeah, that's we had a kid that said it sounded like a sci-fi movie. I'm not even going to ask that trivia question. Yeah. Over the years, since our birth. And it's just, alright, so bring it ahead and put on the beautiful Arlington Memorial Ceremonial. If you have not gone to Arlington National Cemetery, I think you owe it to yourself. But you also get a little bit of history about that bridge if you take our Monuments by Moonlight. As a matter of fact, any of these monuments, if you think they were beautiful by day, they're absolutely gorgeous at night. But this bridge is built in the 20s. And this bridge, I'm sorry, everyone duck your head. together, Richmond became the closest one. So our history got changed in such a short time. Alright folks, no, we're not building a new anything. They're actually fixing the tidal basin. But this used to be old military ground. This is a landing strip, airstrip for the military. This is where Runway Boyle attempted to deliver mail by airplane. And he failed miserably. You can find out more about Runway Boyle and his interesting airplanes that they built. Former polo grounds when he would come and visit the President of the United States. And we also use it for soccer. For Independence Avenue. Now, Independence Avenue, 64 Independence Avenue pays tribute to his contributions to the 64 Civil Rights Act. And to your left, we have the DC War Memorial. It honors 499 DC residents who lost their lives in World War I. And that out on top of that, you will see the Japanese lantern. Now, the Japanese lantern is an old 400-year-old relic gift from Tokyo, Japan, that is a sign of friendship and solidarity. Now, we light that lantern every year during cherry blossom. Anyone been here during cherry blossom season? Oh, all right. So now it's a great time. I understand the kids are back here, but I highly suggest you guys come here. It is in the world during cherry blossom. Your wife or your mom or your grandma saying, and the next thing you know, I'm doing fine stuff. Right? Yeah. And then once you start to do it, everyone's, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. Well, that's pretty much what happens with the government. At least the Seymour was like, I want these trees here. They was like, no trees. And then the government and First Lady Taft and the Tokyo government was like, okay, you were right. All right, so I just have to take a deep breath. We have a lot of traffic. So before we left, I got notes that we are not going to give it down Constitution Avenue. So I have to take this route here because we're going to take a left on Raoul Wallenberg Place, and you'll be to your left. Our next stop will be the Museum of American History. Now, if you want to go to American history, make sure you visit my favorite museum. Now, I didn't get a chance to do this. It's something there's a barrier or a problem here. Now, we're going to be and over here, this part of land right here is a future home for the American Women's History Museum. America is a Constitution Act, and these two plots. So we have the Washington Monument to the left. You'll be able to see once I come down this road here. Now it says 555 feet tall. It's the tallest owl pasture. It was built in 3 stages. It took so long to make the first piece of it for the Count Slaughter House. Would this be a great place to check later? guys remember what I said about the Representative versus the King's Memorial? Out of the mountain of despair is the stone of hope. So it is said that you should start from the bottom of this museum, which implicates the belly of American history, and work your way all the way to the top, that mountaintop. So when you leave this museum, you are, each and every last person is supposed to be inspired to be a stone of hope in whichever capacity it is. How many of you are here for the breast cancer walk? That will be tomorrow. So if you find getting on here just for me, that's fine. Yes. It's interesting because this is the only museum that is built like this. All the other museums are either glass or they look like this right here, right? Yeah. All right, so again, the haunted. You know why they call it the haunted Hope Diamond? They call it the Hope Diamond. Okay, I need somebody at some point to go and snack this for me. I always do 2 stops here to supplicate the kids. That's where the stop is at? Okay. We have Alright. You just have that look on your face like you're waiting for a chariot, my lady.
I went 4 blocks the wrong way.
Oh, it's never the wrong way. Something. For ladies, you have...
I'm down.
All right, so our next point of interest, so our next stop is the National Portrait Gallery and the Museum of American Art. And if you want to get off and come back down here and visit the National Archives or the National Gallery of Art or the National Gallery of Art Sculpture Garden, this is, the next stop before you get off that. Now here, up to your right, this is the Museum of Natural History. This is known as our Stones and Bones Museum. Anyone get fire? Stones and bones, dinosaurs, cavemen, woolly mammoths, right? Let's not forget about and every Tuesday, if you're here until Tuesday, it is absolutely free to the public. And I'm pretty sure if anyone of you guys can sing Butterfly Kisses and how they do free. Anybody remember that song? Yeah. It needs to go in history museum, doesn't it? And for those of you like sparks and stones and rocks, and this a giant geostone right here at this museum. And by the way, if it's a really hot day, this museum has the best air conditioning in all of the museums in the Smithsonian collection. Now across the street, across the lane to your right, this is the National Gallery of Art Sculpture Garden. It holds 21 sculptures. My favorite is the spider that is gorgeous. And we have a giant water fountain. And if we ever get a winter cold enough where the water freezes over, it turns into an ice skating rink. And to your left, this is the National Archives, where we have our founding documents. Now that is our last stop on stop number 15. Beautiful documents that we have. So we tore everything down and see the table. Our greatest, beautiful federal building. Now, that pink building, that is the Negro Council of Women, founded by Mary Cloud Bethune. But before that, it was the photo gallery for National Brady. No, he was not part, but he was a famous photo, the pink building right there. But girl is from New York and became the Civil War. Now, unfortunately, he was based from the 1880s. Restaurant Row, one of the 100 restaurants. watch your step. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. LA? San Diego. Wow, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. All right, anybody else hang on? All right, there we go. All right, so of these 5 of them, they used to be in Battery Park, New York. And you guys are probably too young to remember 9/11, but in 9/11, we had no telephones, we had no internet. Well, back then we had DSL and dial-up, we had the AOL disc, Air Force One. However, firemen and EMS and police officers wouldn't even let us know they were alive. So there's 5 of us. Your president is gone. Are we going back to war? Imagine the PTSD and some of the issues that people had because they lost children in that war. Then after that, he took a long and almost 11 days to be back. And so we're turning on 10th Street. And this is where Lincoln's legacy lives. So if you want to learn more about President Abraham Lincoln, that's born here, born here. With a white brick, that is that Scenic in here.
That is it. That's it.
You would have to go all the way back by the Smithsonian World War I Memorial and the Black Jack Hershey Square. Alright, so folks, just super clear before I pull off the last stop, this probably is circle here for $1. It'll take you back to the National Mall or the downtown area. Alright, so we're about to enter into TT's Walk of Fame. To your right is the Landmark Theater or the East Street Cinema. If you're into foreign films, independent films, and they have a great selection of wine and fresh popcorn. It used to be the oldest, longest operating family business here in DC, but it closed its doors last year. So maybe I'll win some money at the MGM and turn it into something great, right? Then we have our corner theater here. So you're probably like, where's the Walk of Fame? Well, it's not as glitzy and glamorous as LA. There are Anyway, so up here to the right is the National Theater. This is the oldest centrally operated business on Pennsylvania Avenue, and can you believe that in its history burning? And this is where President Abraham Lincoln's son was watching a musical when he got word that his father was assassinated a couple of blocks away. Now his son, but his wife got him to go see the new comedy, Our American Cousin. Now to your left, this is Freedom Plaza. It used to be called Western Plaza. Now while these theaters, the streets were premiering the civil rights movement, and throughout time there was a lot of rioting, and so a lot of these museums have gone through, a lot of these theaters have gone through a lot of transition. Nevertheless, and rebuilt and moved on. And in 1988, this is where Martin Luther King Jr. This is where Dr. King and Maynard Rustin met their supporters for the March on Washington for Jobs and Civil Rights. A time capsule was buried in 1988 that has Dr. King's Bible, his preaching room, and a few civil rights relics. And in 2088, when I'm 20 years old, they're gonna dig it up. Yeah, I aged backwards, and so will y'all. I'll see all y'all as well. Put a boarding house on it, and then it turned into two-row homes, and then 6 two-story townhouses. And then by 1925, it became Greenpeace Premier Skyscraper, and it became 330. This is Dr. King, or Shania's way, and all the people you see there at the Walk of Fame. And if you see the president's flag flying here, forget about getting a room here. It belongs to the president. Trees. You do have to have a reservation to get those there. If you don't, it does take about 3 months. For those of you who are foreign, you need to reach out to your consulate. Now, this is the Department of Treasury to your right, and standing in front is none other than that rock star Alexander Hamilton. He was our first Secretary of the Treasury. And he actually inspired a now we have more parties, but Farrell's is going to be different. To the right, we have William Tecumseh Sherman. He's known for his march to the how he burned and obliterated and destroyed everything from Atlanta to the coast. That's because he wanted to destroy and embarrass the resistance. To make a long story short, he took the man as his own and he gifted it to Abraham Lincoln as a Christian. Washington Center. So if you do not get those weird crystal letters, menus, invitations, maybe national buttons, they don't work right. But yeah, you really get stuff in. I tell people, to the White House, so you might as well be speaking, right? Right here on Pennsylvania Avenue, America's Main Street. Nevertheless, we'll talk about Main Street later, but this is not in Wilson. If you can't get a hold of the president, you can always go back to the office door of Mayor Muriel Bowser and the does anyone know who Marion Perry is? I think her former DC mayor known as DC, but there's actually a statue over here. He was so crazy was. He fought and then he got Christian flourishing underground. So there he is. Wait, I don't know who he's waving at, but he's waving. The Waldorf Astoria is a statue of Benjamin Franklin, the colorful eclectic and now you can't get through the clock every if I take that back. Yes. One of the ugliest buildings in DC. Well, this is another one. This is what they call a brutalist style of architecture. It looks like a prison, but nevertheless, it's a wage. You can't get a tour if you can't. Archive. This is where archive is. Alright, this is also your top floor of the National Gallery of Art. Also your top. Who knows? Listen, so they say that he faced West because he wanted to face home state of California. But I'm gonna look into that. Listen, there's truth in everything, you know?
Yeah, I'm from California.
I'm from California too. It sounds good to us, right?
What part of California?
Los Angeles, Compton.
Oh, I'm from Brentwood, Northern California.
Come on, Brentwood, California. Now, this right here is building the Department of Labor. So, it's legally by 3-hour disability, workers' comp, and at the age of 3, taking trash out for a boy that I got here. someone. So, well, okay, I'm gonna ask y'all. Do y'all know why it's called the Scenic Fountain? No, we don't baptize the senators in the lake. Scandal. Yeah, we had like little buses and rivers together that were the best. So so if there's a go across the street and catch the DC circulator for $1, actually there is a trolley here. See if they can hold that. Anybody trying to hop on another trolley?
You go to the White House?
Yes. We just passed one, but yes.
When you get to see it.
Oh, you want to see the other side on Constitution?
Is that the closest you get to the White House?
Take this back. Can you please hold
Across the street and then walk down and then walk through the middle.
Alright, so this is Union Station.
Yeah.
And these two gold right here, this used to be the presidential entrance to that station. And then in 1941, it actually became the USO holding space for our soldiers. Okay, so that trolley has just left, that one right, the last trolley has the last for the day, and that's 4 o'clock on the nose. I'm sorry, someone was asking me a question, but I was trying to...
No, it's okay. I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, listen, it has been a pleasure. Do me a favor, please leave a review. Like, tomorrow will be my 3rd week doing this, and I don't know how I'm doing. So if I'm doing great, wonderful, let us know. If I'm doing horrible, or if you want something else, or something did not go according to plan, please leave a review. We strive to remain the best. If you are in a match, thank you. Please watch your step. Thank you. Please watch your step.
I need my refund. I did not see the White House.
You're funny.
My ladies.
All right, thanks. Yes.
I guess it's now time to head home. Let me catch a train. Head back to Baltimore.